The adventure Americans seek in India is not to raft the Himalayas, or to surf the Ganges, or to rappel down the Taj Mahal. We seek far greater thrills. To ride in an auto rickshaw, to shop in a spice market, to travel in an overnight train, to experience what a billion people live through every day. In other words, we fly 20 straight hours and pay thousands of dollars specifically to take pictures of ourselves doing what most Indians would consider chores. The American mindset when we first step off that plane that very first time is an expectation that everything that happens from that moment onward would blow our conservative Midwestern relatives' minds. And so, arriving in India with a sense of grandeur overinflated by the gasps of friends and family who can't believe we actually had the guts to make the trip, a very interesting phenomenon occurs in Western travelers. We refuse to notice all the other Western travelers around us. Americans in India collectively lose their ability to perceive the color white. See, we've predicated our egos on the belief that we are the natural heirs to Magellan and De Soto wholly by virtue of buying those plane tickets and queuing up for visas in the Indian consulate. So with our ego set on pioneer mode, it would actually be quite disappointing to walk around Delhi and see all these other Magellans and De Sotos with their khaki sorts and their meticulous sunscreen and their Lonely Planet book open up to the exact same page as ours, which is why we pretend not to notice each other. Jenny and I called this behavior Gora evasion. And the presence of Goras in what we thought was an unknown neighborhood popped our bubble. It told us that we were not the cleverest travelers in all of India, and if they happened to look over while we were staring at them, we pretended we were just looking at the trees or something. No eye contact, that's for sure. And nor would they want us to acknowledge them. Every American on his grand Indian adventure wants to think that he's the only one. Our self-images rest on the perception that there won't be any other American faces spoiling the photos we send to the folks back home. See, this is the American pioneer mythology drilled into us since grade school. It's the spirit of Columbus discovering a continent with a million other people already living on it. No, we strap on our backpacks and we march boldly forward into the empty unknown, refusing to acknowledge our fellow travelers, much less the fact that the people who actually live in our empty unknown are sitting around drinking cappuccinos and watching Friends. Gora evasion is how we dismiss evidence of other Goras already existing around us, like so many indigenous civilizations. So when two Goras converge on a Delhi road, there are no hellos, no polite nods, not even the raised eyebrows and tight smiles of two coworkers meeting each other in the office restroom for the second time in one morning. If Gora eyes happen to meet, all involved sets look quickly away. So there's the book goes on from that point. There's a story that actually happened just up there. My wife and I were walking down from Malabar Hill. And there's like this big road that comes down all the way and ends like right there. And we were walking down, and it was dusk, and there were bats flying around, and there was nobody there, except for in the distance, we see these two other Westerners start walking towards us. And so Jenny and I had been talking about this whole Gora evasion thing for a while, and we thought, let's test it. Normally our instinct is to look away, to pretend we don't notice each other. Let's notice them. Let's smile at them and say hi when they walk by. Let's see what they do. So they're walking towards us, and we're walking towards them, and we're staring right in their eyes, and they're looking over that way, and they're looking over that way, and they're getting very uncomfortable. So finally, right at the point where, if we were home, we would just say hi to each other, and that would be that. The guy suddenly goes, and the girl and the guy stare at this point behind us, and they just stare intently as we pass, and they refuse to acknowledge us, because they were still the only Goras in Mumbai,